Hi.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to the chat.
Sunday, Labor Day weekend. Glad to have everyone in here. Mystery Snail Guardians, new local Austin.
Welcome.
Kevin's, Canines and Aquatics, Fish Tank Barn. What's up, mate?
Welcome.
Yeah, it's just a Labor Day weekend. We've been cooking and hammering away at some fish tanks.
Yeah, we've been working up on the upstairs fish tanks the last couple of days, getting them. I'm trying to practice my scaping skills, and all I've done is get upset because I don't have any scaping skills.
Yeah, mostly yell at me.
I just took it out on
venting.
The rock.
We're gonna call it venting.
Took it out on the rocks.
What's everybody got planned for the Labor Day weekend? Even though it's coming to kind of an end. Mm-hmm. Some people have Monday off, some people don't. Yeah. All I've been doing is whatever she tells me to and getting yelled at.
That's not true. He's got a food competition next weekend, and he's been getting ready for that. So he's got his own stuff he's been working on, a.k.a. I've been helping him do that. It's not on me.
Oh, you're talking about my little bitty old barbecue thing. Mike says he's working on a presentation for his fish club. Well, I bet it'll be a great presentation.
Yes, I bet that will, because you're very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. Take notes.
Yeah. You need to see what he's done with his presentation and gives it if you can get a copy of it so you can take notes.
Yes. I need all the help I can get, folks.
Yeah, I might be a little distracted in this stream just because I'm doing a couple different things outside that I haven't done before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got some people coming over, so if we cut it short, that's why. We heard footsteps upstairs and someone's in the house.
Hey, Kevin. Oh, we are doing well. How are you doing?
It's been an eventful couple weeks.
Oh, we're just trying to revamp the bigger tanks upstairs. Mm-hmm. I gave my big boy another water change today. Have to deal with Kerri and her attempt at aquascaping, which is not an attempt, folks.
It's an attempt.
No, she's actually good. She second guesses herself, and it really just
after going to
aggravates me.
After going to Aquashella and watching all these videos and seeing all these beautiful tanks, I should be able to do something better than what I do. And it is an art form. And all the artists and the fish fam and all the talent that comes out of all these people, I'm like, surely God gave me something when it comes to like looking and recreating or taking inspiration and making something pretty. And it's a struggle.
Yes, but you want something pretty and obtainable, because there's a lot of us out there. There really is. There's a lot of us out there that we want it to look pretty, but there is no way we're going to pull off. I mean,
it takes time to mature.
Yeah,
and I'm impatient.
And there's no way we're going to pull off a serpent design or something like that. That's like way out there.
Never look like that.
It's not going to happen. No. Now, the smoked chicken thighs and hamburgers and chilling in the fish room.
Happen.
That I could do.
Catfish Terry, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Rocco. It's been a day. I poop myself out. I work for like an hour and then I get tired and watch Netflix.
Yeah, she worked me like a dog yesterday, cleaning all these big tanks.
We did.
And I get them all cleaned up and everything the way she wants them. And then today it's like Grandma Moses trying to get her to do anything on them.
I have to think before I do.
And then think some more. And then the think some more is the big thing.
Yeah, I have to picture the end result. Like I want to put some moss in there, but I got to think about like how it's going to mature and grow down. So as it grows down, I want to put, some rocks there so it'll grab on. It's not just like, because all my tanks, all the years, I've just thrown stuff in there, and wherever it landed, it landed. And if it grew, it grew. And if I threw some rocks in there, that's where it landed. There is no rhyme or reason. So I just want to take my time and not like sketch it out, because I couldn't even make out my own sketches, but like think it out and be like, okay, if I put this here, just not rush through it, not spend 5 minutes, and that's giving it a luxury of how much time I would in it.
Hey, Rocco, and Furlough's in here.
Oh, Furlough made it. Hi, Furlough. Oh, I see now. Hi.
But Kevin, he said he got a mud skipper from Tazawa.
Oh, wow.
And he's got it in a 20 high, I think, right now.
Wow, those are cool.
And he's setting up a 40 breeder for it. That's going to be awesome.
Don't be surprised if I might steal your idea. The tank he was cleaning so heavily earlier was a 40-gallon breeder. We were cleaning that out, getting it all. It's hard to like, I feel sometimes I need to fill like one tank a day, like concentrate on one tank a day and not try to do everything in one day. Oh, Crystal's here too.
Yeah,
hi,
I said hi to Crystal.
I was lurking in her stream earlier, but I was trying to mop and get dressed and everything else. I think it was Kevin said he had to take down his pool. We need to take down our pool too. Right now it's just green. The pool cover blew off when we were in Aquashella, and it just hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, the secret about putting plants in from New Local Austin. Yeah, well, you have two ways to do it. You can, like you said, you can overdo it by 3 times as many as you want, yeah. Or you can put the right amount of plants in it and let them grow out. That's the part that everybody doesn't want to do.
According to you?
According to you.
Oh, well, philosophy by me doesn't always make sense. You sounded so like, sure. I was like, wait, is that something I've said, or we've listened to?
Well, no, if you're doing it.
I was about to say that. I'm so proud of you listening to all the fish chats. Look at us being, but yeah, that might just be Kerri philosophy. Some people are patient and not indecisive.
Impulse by Kevin. Yes. That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're the best sometimes.
Well, if you're doing like a tiny aquascape and you're doing it like all of them did in Chicago, then yeah, you're going to overdo it because it's got to be perfect for tomorrow. Now, I think there's a lot more joy and satisfaction in it. Mm-hmm. If you grow it out the way you want it, having an idea in your head and the end result.
Mm-hmm. Until I water change it and destroy it, because even that I rush through.
Yeah. So.
Well, this tank behind Jesse, that's that shrimp.
Hey, what's up, Geek Boy?
Sometimes, like in the years past of it been set up, it's been so beautiful with the plants, and then plants, I don't know, I did something wrong, or it just didn't work out. And now it's in one of those like ugly stages. So I got to add some more, but then it'll look so lush and so beautiful. And same with this Kerri Tetra tank. When we had those, what was it? Baby tears. I always forget.
Yeah. Baby tears.
They look so beautiful, but I knew, because I don't have CO2, that I was like, this is probably going to be short-lived.
They're still there, but just barely.
Barely. There's like one little clump held together by algae.
Well, you ripped the rest of them out with the algae.
Yeah. Well, they were brown. They've seen better days.
New Local Austin says, I keep killing them faster than they can propagate. That's all right. The only thing that we have successfully can propagate is valve
scenario.
Yeah, the short valve, the long valve, it's not water
it's not. You keep calling it that. It's the this above my head is hydrophilia.
Yeah, hydrophilia. My bad. Right, I apologize.
I don't know, but like 3 plants in my own fish room, because I can't ever remember the names. I keep the tags in a drawer.
Well, that's because we try literally every plant we can just to see.
Just to try it.
And because some tanks will just.
They look great.
Yeah, they'll take off.
And then others, not so much.
I mean,
the hair algae looks fabulous, and you can clean it out. And even if I take the lights, like turn the lights off, which I should do more often, it still takes some time. It takes a while to get it.
Well, all the shrimp guys, Papa Shrimp, Joe, all them, they'd be super happy with the tank directly behind me.
Yeah, I trim that. It grows on the wall here, Scoot, for like a second, on that back glass right there. I trim it down, but I don't take it completely off just because the shrimp do like it so much. Some of the uglier tanks, the shrimp and the fish like it. That's better. I don't like it.
It's beautiful green. It's just not the green that everybody wants you to have. It's the wrong color. Oh, fixed fish, wisteria and hydro are the same plant, just different. Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, I am horrible with the names. I can't. Well, I can get some of them.
I've done better since hanging out with all those ACA people because they spoke in nothing but like Latin fish names the whole weekend. And I assume that's Latin.
Yeah.
But it did help. By the end of it, I was like, look at me go. Like, I tried to say a couple things and no one like looked at me weird. I was like, well, maybe hanging out with these people that talk like just spit them out like it's no big deal. And like, how do you say that? But it did help.
So all you gotta do is get close. Is basically what you're telling me.
I still can't. Well, just like listen, just eavesdrop on as many fish conversations as you can without being rude. Just kind of lean in and be like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I didn't know what was going on too much, but it was a lot of interesting information.
Hey, John Larson, how's it going? We're in here talking about plants.
We're not. There's no rhyme or reason.
But it's mostly plants and hair algae. The two things that
I do.
We can kind of grow the plants, but we can really grow the hair algae.
Yeah. Because, like I said, I need to get some timers. There's one light that's connected to my phone. The one right here, that flue ball light, it's connected to my phone, and I do better with that one, but I still don't do great. Going down the 20 steps sometimes is just sometimes.
Well, and it just depends. Some of our tanks, we have plants that really like low light, like right there.
I think that's what a lot of my problem is. I just nuked a lot of my plants. I got the light, some of those shop lights I got were just overkill. I think they were just too bright. So I've kind of been downgrading some of my lights where they're not quite as many lumens, I guess. And I feel like it does a little bit better, especially on the algae front.
Fish tank bar. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like, okay, I've heard that Latin name before, but could you please take it down a notch and tell me what it normally is called? That I normally see a sticker or on a bag at a fish show. What
he's
they
good
call
at
it.
Saying them though. He can spit them out.
Well, yeah, I know he can, but I'm not going to be able to.
It's mainly like if I had some confidence behind it, and even if I said it wrong and I just said it confidently, like just be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, of course that's how it would. I would.
Well, yeah, then everybody like, well, I've been saying it wrong all this time.
Yeah, like just say it with confidence. But
hey, Scott's Aquatics in the house. Thank you.
Yeah, the light spectrum is more important than the bright white light. I'm finding that out.
Yes, and that is probably our biggest problem because we have so many different plants that we cannot say all the names of in different tanks. And they all require different amount, and we are definitely doing it backwards.
Because I got to do it the hard way first.
and we can get some tanks to propagate like crazy, and other ones, yeah, we're melting them to death.
Yeah.
Dave, Skull Aquatics, Skipper.
So far, all the stuff from Aquashella is good.
Stephen, Brian, thank you. Everybody that's in here, appreciate it.
But I think it was the Nana Petite or whatever. I had 2 of them for my aquascape, and I didn't get them out of the fish bag. And I went to look for them to put, because I have them in a tank all by themselves right now. And I was like, what happened to these? I know I had them, and I had, so they were not doing too good, but they've kind of bounced back a little bit. So hopefully they come back. But other than that, the shrimp are doing really well. The plants are doing well. They're just in a tank by themselves. I opened up the fish bag, the plant bag, and let all that water, because I don't want to put them all in there without the name tag, because I will never remember what they are. So I'm letting them float in the bag that they came in, but I slipped.
Oh yeah,
I opened it.
There's a whole tank over here beside me that's floating, nothing but
it's
plants.
Like my old quarantine tank. It didn't have anything in it until I can figure out where I want to put them all, because we got a lot of stuff, just luckily from people just being nice. But I was going for shrimp.
Fish Kid. Hey,
welcome.
Welcome.
I really wanted to get shrimp at this aquashella, and I was successful.
You got your shrimp.
I wanted sponge filters too, though, but that I did not get.
Yeah, we got hooked on shrimp and plants and totally skipped over. Mm-hmm. I mean, big skip.
I wanted a big air or sponge filter for my tubs outside, because what I had has just kind of eventually through the years crapped out. Now it doesn't work. Now there's nothing on it, and it needs something. So I wanted an air pump or a sponge filter to put out there, but I did not get one.
Well, and back to the light thing. I think the light thing is huge, and then the type of plant, and then the substrate you're using depending on the plant.
Yes. And I went through a phase where I tried all kinds of different, so I have a little bit of everything, but some do well,
and
some do not.
I know for a fact most of the people in the chat here I talk to. What's your guys' favorite substrate?
For your planted tanks.
Yeah, for your planted tanks. Not your cichlid tanks. We know there's most of the cichlid tanks are pretty bare, but for your planted tanks,
you have a standout.
Yeah, you have a standout substrate. I have a standout go-to that we use, but
I have a couple.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a combination of both, really. But
a little bit of this and a whole lot of that.
Yeah. It's kind of a mix.
The Home Depot gravel and pool filter sand. Yeah, I've got bags of, I think I've actually finally used all the gravel up, but I think I still have a little bit of the pool filter sand.
Yeah.
Gravel.
The pool filter sand is definitely is half of it. Rich T, Missouri dirt and Quick-Crete sand from Lowe's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any type of sand you can get and rinse just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I like all the sands. I'm finding them all fantastic. And I don't know why it took me so long to try them. I always just use gravel for the longest time, but I like a little bit of dirt, sand, and some flute ball stratum, and just kind of, if it stays layered, it stays layered. If it gets mixed up, it gets mixed up.
Oh, Steven's got a good one. Fluorite red. You have heavy iron root feeders like Crips. Yes, we do have some Crips. Mm-hmm. Crips are actually I have the fluorite,
but I don't know if I had the fluorite red. I might have.
And we have used Eco Complete too.
Mm-hmm. And I like that sand too, Kevin. It's nice because it doesn't stay in the water column. It settles really quickly, and I really like that.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Because sometimes I have to let it settle because I just can't see what I'm doing, especially when I'm first setting it up.
Well, it sounds like everybody's somewhere close to all the comments I see somewhere close to the lasagna factor of one or two different types of substrates to be able to let them root and feed at the same time. That's my go-to.
Yeah, and I used to thought like you had to, when you would redo a tank, I would take it all out and like throw it away basically. And now I've learned that you don't do that. You can like keep layering it. I went through some stages where I just didn't know what I was doing.
Skipper, I just use gravel.
Yeah.
3G.
I use the gravel from the driveway. It works really well. I wash it a few times. The kids out of nowhere wanted to skate.
Well, you want to talk about hard water. What she's telling you, what she says uses the gravel out of the driveway. She is actually using millings, which is...
It's the pea gravel, though.
You're using the pea gravel or the lime?
No, it's the pea gravel. I ain't using that.
I'll say the lime is nothing. That's all it is crushed lime.
I ain't using that. But the kids out of nowhere wanted to escape a tank, so I let them go pick out some pea gravel from the driveway that I've used, because I used to have a small, medium, and large pebble bag from Lowe's, but I think it's all out. It wasn't down there, so I let them escape that, and then we're gonna go pick out a fish to put in it later. But their attention, they didn't last very long. They escaped it for a little while, and they were bored, and they're like, "We'll do it later." I'm like, "Okay." But I was so proud. I'm like, "Yeah, we can." I actually think I have enough stuff that you can do whatever you want.
3G with the dirt cap with black diamond.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the few that I haven't tried, was that black diamond blasting sand, I believe. I believe they get it at like a MFA type store, but I could be wrong. I remember someone talking about it not too long ago, and they really like it.
Rich tea, yes. A nice substrate cake layer. Yep. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like everybody sticks to 2 or 3 kind of whatever they have on hand and or for the particular type of plant.
And if you can't decide, just add both or all. I've got a little bit of everything. I've got dirted tanks, gravel tanks, sand tanks, crust coral tanks, a seashell tank, all kinds of different ones. I went through a phase where I just wanted to try that, because I always just had gravel or like the pink aquarium gravel type concoction. You mix all the colors together. But the dirt one was what blew my mind. Like I could understand the sand, but when I heard you could put dirt, and it makes total sense, but it took me a minute. Like, do I really want to do this? Like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And then I finally just try it. And I was like, this is fantastic. Those plants blew up. I was like, wow. Well, there's something to this. But I was so embarrassed when I heard someone was talking about sand caps or just caps. I was like, that must be them just putting something on top. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm too embarrassed to ask. So I just listened, and I finally got the concept with it. I was like, oh yeah. And so I just ran with it.
What was the coconut stuff we used in the beginning?
I always say it wrong. The coconut choir.
Yeah.
I've tried that too. And it works good.
That works good, but you really got to cap that unless you want to.
The tannins lasted a really long time in that tank, but the plants ate it up. The plants really enjoyed it. And I didn't have to do very many water changes, but
I think it was Skipper that was saying that he let the mold build up in his guppy tank. Well, that's pretty much kind of what looks like when you put that coconut stuff in there, and you just have yourself a nice cloud.
We wet it down though before, but I tried that with Fluval stratum and sand.
Yeah, if you don't cap it, you're gonna have it's gonna be there it will stay forever. It will basically tannin up your tank, and you will have brown water for a long
But if you don't mind it, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just some people don't like the look of it, but I don't mind it. It kind of looks cool. Something different. More of a black water tank look for a little while. I don't mind it.
Well, I mean, viewing purposes, I think it's awful.
Especially in the beginning, yes.
I believe the fish and the plants love it. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we're selfish, and we care about what the tank looks like and not what is ultimately the best for the the wildlife
Well,
in the
like
tank.
I knew I was going to get shrimp eventually, especially going to Aquashella. So I let some of that biofilm build up on some of, and like I'm one of those that they probably say you're not supposed, but I would scrub that off because I didn't want it in there. It looked bad, but I stopped scrubbing all that off and let it build up. And the shrimp, like, they loved it. I was like, see, sometimes when you think out a plan, it works out for the best. Because I haven't noticed anything. I haven't seen any dead shrimp or anything. So far, I think it's all working out pretty well, and I'm excited. Those shrimp are a lot more fun and entertaining than I ever imagined that they would be. I love them. They're so fun.
Yep, just have a pretty tank, Stephen. Yeah, well, that's why we have a pretty shrimp tank, but it gets trimmed with scissors because of the hair algae.
And well, sometimes like I don't know if I just get down or what, but there's some weeks like I have all the energy in the world and I'm like, I get it all done. And then there's other weeks where I'm like, no, the fish are going to get fed. They look good. And that's that. Because I just don't have my energy level is not there. And then I get distracted really easily. Like I've told you guys that before. Like I'll go in a room and be like, I came in here for one reason, and then I'm working on some completely different. So.
Oh yeah. Well, right now my mind's racing between this chat and all the food I have outside smoking.
Well, I'm just proud of myself. I have put out videos in a timely fashion. Granted, you're probably getting sick of the Aquashella stuff, but I edited in a timely way. And now I'm working on stuff that's not Aquashella related. We need to film cleaning the sponge filter. Yeah. I wanted to film cleaning one of the sponge filters. I got some new fish prior to Aquashella that I need to share that I got to edit together. My dad's tank, I haven't got to see my dad too often because of all the stuff. So his tank, and he obviously can't clean it. My mom hates fish tanks, so she ain't going to clean it. So it was awful. But those angelfish bred. So I kind of stopped mid-cleaning because I didn't want to mess up the fry because I've never seen angelfish fry before. So I got a video about that coming out, and maybe the kids will finish their scape. So I got some stuff coming out that I'm excited to share with you. It might not be like the most entertaining, but it was exciting news.
Oh, Fish Kid can stream again. Good for you. Danikin.
Oh, Danikin's here. Welcome. I hope you're feeling better. Back to normal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I've been slacking on the live stream.
And thank you. Yeah, we are.
Congratulations.
If you think we're a comedy show on this stream, you ought to see us in real life. It is a legitimate comedy show. Fish Kid, he goes,
sometimes our one-liners, people might think we actually hate each other with some of our one-liners, but we get each other sometimes, and you're just like, you got me. I'm gonna go cry now, but yeah, that's true. It keeps us tough, I guess. Keeps us fun.
Oh, Applewood smoked chicken just pulled. Oh, man. I'm doing
You stole my recipe.
I'm doing a fresh mozzarella stuffed meatloaf. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing a corn dip with about 8 pounds of cheese in it.
I haven't eaten it. I'm hungry.
It's got cream cheese, sour cream, Monterey Jack, and pepper jack in it. Green chilies, jalapenos, and a little bit of homemade Rotel salsa that I make. And then I got stuffed fresh zucchini that Kerri actually grew the zucchini. Congratulations, Kerri. She finally didn't kill something plant-wise.
He's almost scared the rabbit to death. Apparently there was a rabbit in the garden area, and they both equally scared each other. But I have this cute little box turtle that's been living in our raspberry bushes the last couple of weeks, and he goes from one side of our house to the other side of our house just to eat the weeds. And I was like, this is a real-life weed eater, folks. Like, yay. So every morning I would check on my little box turtle, and I tried to find it, and I saw him today, and I was like,
yeah, she had to run in the house and go, come out real quick. You got to check it out. He's back.
He's back. I need to name him, but I was like, it's just the prettiest little box turtle.
Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome.
Yeah, when it comes to cooking, yeah, I'm down. I'll hang out for that.
Well, you still, like, I don't like meatloaf, but I'll eat my meatloaf. And I didn't come up with this recipe. It was on YouTube, but I tweaked it. And it's the sauce that goes on top, and it calls for like maple syrup or something, but in a little bit. And I use like 2 cups of brown sugar with like a cup of ketchup with the Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of mustard, and I let it like melt on the stove a little bit, and it's so tasty. And it sounds so gross, but there's something about that. But it's sugar, so it tastes good.
Hey, Dave, Daniel, how's it going?
But it's tasty. So he's going to enter that in the food competition, but we had to tweak it because his dad decided to do a meatloaf too, and I was.
And if I lose to my dad, then I can't do that. I can't.
We got it.
We were talking the other night, and I said, well, I think this year I'm going to do a smoked meatloaf. And he's like,
oh, man.
That was my idea, too. He's like, I got one I'm going to do, but I'm going to do mine more like a cookie layer of meatloaf. And I was like, I guess you do you, boss, and I'll do me. We'll see who comes out on top. I just still think it's funny that we both had the same idea because we love meatloaf.
I don't normally like it, but I like mine. But I'm biased because I cook it.
But we can get back to the plants and stuff. I'm sorry. I
walked out to the backyard and I was kind of mad because there's a frog in my mosquito fish tub, and there's all those fry on that. It looks bad, but they love that floating trash can lid. There's a lot. They just love it. And now they finally like bread. And there's another frog sitting on it this morning. And I was like, oh man, I hope you don't eat all my new fry. Cause we've had that tub set up for a few years now. And we've seen 1 or 2 here and there, but this is the first time I walked up, and it was right when we got back from Aquashella. We went back to that backyard, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many. But there's something about that floating trash can lid. And it does look awful, but they love it. They're always underneath it and like sunbathing on top of it. And that's where all the fry hang out. And then we have some new fry in the guppies, the outside guppy tub. There's a whole bunch of new fry, but the rice fish, I think it's gotten too hot. I've seen them lay eggs, like scattering them on the algae, but I haven't seen any of them hatch yet. So,
well, Fish Kid wants to know if you have any tips on breeding bettas.
No.
Or Dumbos.
I don't think I've had any Dumbo ear guppies in a while. And if I had some, it was by accident that just came in like a mixed bag. I've never had like a tank devoted to them. But with guppies, if you can start with a trio, just make it planted if you can, or at least something to give some protection, like for the females to not be so stressed out from the males, because the males never stop. And turn off the light. That helps. Feed them a little bit, maybe in the morning and a little bit at night. But bettas, I keep males in a tank by themselves, and I don't even necessarily put a tank mate. Like I don't even know if I've put like shrimp with them before. I just usually keep them. No, I have one with a pleco right now. It was a clown pleco, but I've never bred them. The jarring process sounds really intimidating to me, but it can be done with some patience. But the one time I did put a female and a male together just to try, like maybe see what happened, the female beat the crap out of that male, and I don't even know if it lasted 10 minutes. I was like, nope. But I got that female by accident. We thought it was a male, and then it was a female. So that was even by kind of accident. I don't intentionally. It's just an intimidating process to me. But guppies, if you can start with a trio of a couple females to a male, or just more females than males in like a 10, 20 gallon tank, have some plants, give the females an area to kind of rest, get away for a little bit, turn off the light at night, give them some dark time. don't overfeed. You should it might take a while, it might not happen overnight, but you should see some success. Don't chase numbers. So if you do get fry, those fry will do better than the parental. Like my fry that are born in my water always do better than their parents that I get from the store, but
yeah,
hopefully that helps.
Well, that's what I was going to add to it.
I get distracted with like, oh, there's so many things.
Well, that's what I was going to add to it. I think if everything that you said is perfect.
Guppies are less complicated than most.
Super less complicated, but I believe that the more planted the tank is, the easier it is on the female.
Yeah, it just gives them time to, like a break, because those males can be relentless sometimes. But I know I used to have like barely any decorations, and what I did have was like a plastic plant, and I still saw fry. It's just with the live plants and putting them in a little bit bigger tank than like a 20 long or even like my 55 gallon up there. I see more fry more often than my 10 gallon. I don't know. Just have to play. That's part of the fun. Just see what works for you. But it does take some time.
Logo Austin said wild platy babies this week, keeping the water green because that's what's happening. That green water is something, ain't it?
I like it. Yeah, Kevin. If you have soft water, they don't much like that. I have liquid hard rock water, so I just don't have that problem. That's why I like guppies.
But yeah, we have liquid rock water, and we even have crushed oyster shells to make the water even harder.
If I need to.
If we need to.
I just use that if I notice some of my snails, like their shells starting to see a little bit, not see-through, but just not quite as dark. Some of them are like an amber brown. Sometimes if they're not quite as dark, I'll add a little bit in like a little aquarium filter bag on top of the filter, but it doesn't happen too often, but I do have it.
Well, yeah. And there's Steven brings it. He's got a video on, is Mutt Gumpy mosh pit. No population control needed. Lots of plants, and they just go, go, go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's always fry. You can't see them because I don't have very many adults in there because I moved some of them outside, but there's all kinds of babies in there. There's just lots of plants too for them to hide in.
Yeah, hard water in Austin, limestone. Yeah, that's probably the absolute worst thing we deal with.
Calcium buildup.
Is calcium buildup and having to scrape the front of the tanks because our water is so hard.
Jesse,
but the live bearers, for the most part, love it.
I was telling Jesse they need they might even have it. They need something that when you first get your tank that you could spray on like your aquarium lid or like your light, and it could be a spray or like a lotion or something you rubbed on it that would like repel lime scale and calcium buildup, so you never have to scrape that again. And if you see it, let me know. And if someone makes it, I should get royalties. But maybe you could wipe it on the back of your wall, because there's always stuff on your wall behind your fish tank that you're like, gosh, why does it do that? And even with a lid, sometimes it's still, but it gets so gunky, and it just, even when it's clean, I just hate that buildup. There needs to be some kind of product that you can wipe, not necessarily in your tank, but like on your lid and light, so you don't get that. Be good. I'd buy
it. Skipper, with this water you got any snail you want? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I got some, what were they, purple albino mystery snails from Aquashella from the flip booth, and so far they're all doing really well. I kind of panicked and didn't know where to put them, so I just put them all in the same tank, and so far it's working well. I was like, I don't know where to put them. I'm so indecisive. I'll be like, this should go in this tank. Then I'll look around like, no, maybe it'll look better in this tank, especially with the shrimp. It took me a while to decide, probably an embarrassing amount of time.
Terry.
Yeah, I've got the glass cleaner. And that stuff works really well.
Yeah, we have it. It works great.
I was like, what's the difference between this and Windex? And I tried it. I'm like, I don't know what the difference is, but this is fantastic. It just, even like wiping the glass down was a more fun experience. But I'm a dork like that. But yeah, that Fritz stuff is good. But yeah, something that like repels like a magnet, like calcium and lime.
Yeah. Steven's he's there with it. It does not. It don't touch the calcium buildup that I can get.
But it makes
in
your
2 weeks.
Your glass on the outside from all those, like it takes like I guess I just see water spots so often that I'm just oblivious to water spots until I clean it and I'm like, wow. I should have cleaned up like a while ago. And I used to be really good. I used to come down here before the live streams and wipe down all the glass and make it look all pretty, put the lights on, and now I'm just like 5 minutes beforehand, I'm throwing a kid a root beer saying, you need snack? Good? Okay. Or dogs escape from the backyard. Those dogs, let me tell you, they were taking turns. I was getting texts like every 5 minutes from a neighbor. Your dog, I was like, I know.
Yeah, they were rotating on which dog got out.
They're climbing the fence. I can't help it. But
oh man,
they're cute though.
I need to be with new local Austin smoked chicken. # blessed. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's where I'm going to be in just a few more minutes. I'm going to be checking my stuff. Hopefully my smoker, which thanks to my beautiful better half, got me an Oklahoma Joe a few years ago, and it is bad to the bone. I got it for your birthday and anniversary present of some sort. I can't remember, but yeah. I even got the cover, but then the cover got ripped from a windstorm and a tree branch, so I tried. My Fish Tanks Aquatics. What's up? How are you? Okay. Nope. I am so on food right now. Yeah, I'm starving. I eat like 15 times a day. I don't eat very big meals, but I eat very bland, boring food because of my crazy stomach. So until I cook. Yeah. So when I get like this, I'm like, I'm so excited. It'll probably make me sick, but I'm going to eat it anyway. It's going to taste really good. Just, it's worth it sometimes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Danikin was with me. He's like, you want that? Like, I can try, but it's not my stomach. As I've mistreated myself with all those bad foods in my 20s, and now that I'm in my 30s, I'm paying for it. Like, gosh, dang. Well, wait till you get old like me. You're like 10 months older than me. Well, we're getting ready to hit that beautiful stage in life of our 40s, which won't be bad. For you, you look beautiful. I look like wore out. I just roll on the makeup. I'm like, okay, people are gonna see me. I gotta put on my lacquer, put my mask on. Oh, sure. My mom doesn't even recognize me without makeup on. I told you that. It was a while ago, but because I bum it a lot, and I walked into her work to drop something off for her, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, at that time, I think I was actually dressed up, if I remember right. And she's like, Kerri? I was like, yeah, doesn't happen very often. So it feels special. I get dressed up for you guys. Because as soon as this is over, I'm like, nah. Yep, back to the same old Kerri, back to yelling at me. You guys miss all the fun on that. I need to just have a camera on my shoulder while she yells at me. Yeah. He says yelling, but it's not yelling. Okay, it's not yelling. It's constructive criticism, folks, that is free of charge from her. Yeah. Some of the things, if you just do it my way, it just makes more sense. I know. Happy life, happy wife. I don't remember what you were doing the other day, but I was like, I don't even know. Now that I'm talking about it, I can't think of it. But I was like, why would you? Okay. Sure, why not? We'll go with it. Well, as I keep looking around the fish room, I'm like, well, they're not bad. We just got one. The tanks aren't bad. I cleaned them. I just got finished. There's one. Yeah. That's I
I cleaned all the algae and cleaned all the glass and cleaned everything like clean, but I didn't aquarium vac or anything. But when we were gone, some of the stuff evaporated because evaporates really bad down here. But we moved the water tub upstairs to work on the tanks upstairs, and we haven't moved it back down here yet because it's got water in it, and so we got to finish cleaning up.
Because it's been a 2-day adventure of her soon to be. Everybody hit that like button if you're enjoying this random commentary.
Leave a like because I tried.
And she's doing a superscape on what is that? Is that the
a superscape?
Yeah, for you, we'll call it a superscape.
Because
you're super special.
Yeah, it's a superscape in a way that I need a step stool because I got mad because I was like, you know what? If my arms reach the bottom of this tank,
because what is it? That's a 75?
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
It's just
so I'm gonna call it superscape. She could fit in the 75 if I put her in it.
Well, if I could reach, and that's the problem with that 180, it's hard to clean. And this one, like up here, is because I can't reach it. I have to stand on my head to like reach the bottom because I'm so like short. So I was trying to find a chair and a step stool and all this stuff so I could reach the bottom of that tank. So then I could get the substrate right and stack the rocks just right. But I couldn't reach. It kept like my arms. I was like, I need either a couple more inches on my arms or my legs because I hate climbing because now I fall. I'm such a klutz. I don't stay. Like I was the type, I always had to climb on the counters to get a plate. I just had to climb on everything. So it's just mildly annoying when it's not going to plan and the rocks aren't staying the way they're supposed to and you're trying to film it, but all you see is like the reflection of all the dirty laundry that you tried to hide. And you're like, I can't, I give up. I'm going to go watch something stupid on TV and I'm going to try again tomorrow.
Thanks, Skipper, for stopping in. Skipper's going to get ready for his stream next.
Yep. So that's me venting, but I was not yelling. I was just having a like meltdown on my own that he just happened to be there for. But I just hate not being able to reach stuff. It's just, I hate climbing on things. And I'm sure there's someone in the chat that experiences that too.
Hates climbing on things, hates stacking rocks, and
I
don't even know how you stay in the fish hobby with as much of stuff you say you hate about it.
And also, like,
love it.
There's nothing worse than thinking that you have all of your supplies. You've gone to, and you gathered up this, and you've gathered up that, and you're like, yeah, it's all lined out. You got your phone framed just right, and you realize that you need to go to the store because you need some more substrate. And this one, you're like, can you go get that for me? Because you just can't fake it. There's just, no matter what the project is, just getting in the middle, like cooking, you realize you need one spice. You're like,
one ingredient you don't have.
And you've gone to the store 3 times that day already, and they've already greeted you at the dollar store like, what, you're here again? You're like, don't judge me. I have a short memory.
Melvin, Reef, hey.
Sorry if you don't relate. If you relate, a high five to you. Because that drives me crazy. Just getting, you're almost done. You're almost done. And then you realize you're not almost done.
Well, Terry says that Skipper's going to have a surprise
guest.
I
saw that. I think it was on his thumbnail or I saw it, or maybe on the group. I saw that. So I was excited.
Kevin, I have no more room for take. That's impossible.
That's
impossible. That just means more creative stands.
Mm-hmm. What was it? A 33 low boy. I think it was $89 at the show, and I was like, if they have one of those left at the end of the day,
luckily they sold out.
They sold out. I was
luckily they sold out. Otherwise, I was going to have to buy both of them and then build a stand for 3 of them, and then look for the third one.
It was just a really cool like footprint of a tank that I've never seen in person. It was just really, it was really cool. It was just a really cool tank. I just really liked it.
Yeah. And thank you to Jason from Primetime Aquatics for getting me into that mess.
What mess?
That was the mess. He was the one that was poking at you to go get them, and then
he pointed it out. Look at that, and I'm like,
and then telling me that you can go ahead and we
drove this time. We have a back seat.
You can stack those 3 deep, 3 tall. Mm-hmm. He said, and so there'd been a whole nother stand that I had to custom build.
I would find a place for it somewhere.
Yeah. So yeah, there's always room for more tanks.
Well, your daughter's wanting a chameleon. Well, she's wanting a bearded dragon, but we're like, chameleons are really cool too, you know?
Yeah. So they're.
I was like, you could have a spot in the living room corner if you want.
Oh, yeah, I know where we'll be hitting up for that from.
So she should come over here in the next week to see what she's decided. So I'll be like, I'll take you to the pet store.
Oh, it'll be interesting.
I was like, we have friends that if we don't know the answer, we can ask and we'll get it all like this time. I am going to be responsible when it comes to that because I want to get it all right.
Yes, he is, Melvin. He is
to blame for getting Jesse bit by the fish bug, and he's made my life a lot easier.
He's to blame because he's the one that got me into building.
Buying
weird racks, building weird racks, stands,
and it was an awesome place.
And now I make stands out of furniture. I use racks that the stainless steel racks that are kind of behind me that you can get at Lowe's and Menards. The heavier duty ones, you got to be kind of careful of what you're looking at.
Some of them don't work.
Read the box.
Yeah, some of them
read the box for the weight ratings and what they're made out of. And then like the big stand behind her that's holding both 55 stacked on top of each other, and just there's all different ones I do now. And then when I make another one, then the whole fish room gets rearranged. And guess who gets to do that?
We do it together. Stop acting like that. It makes me sound like some awful
Yes, we
person.
do it together. You drain all the tanks and then yell at me as I move them around and you tell me where to put them. So we do it together. It is a group effort. You're correct.
I'm going to start telling your secrets of how you react to bad situations and see how far be like, okay, we give Kerri all the sympathy. She's not that bad.
Says the woman that flooded her own fish room when we were both gone.
I flooded my own fish room, yes. I left the water on a drip, and that is my fault. But I specifically remember saying, check the fish room.
I did check it when I got home.
Before I get home.
It was already an indoor swimming pool.
I was gone from Thursday to Sunday or Thursday to Monday, and you're like...
And I got home on Saturday.
You checked it on the morning I came back, and I was like, well, shouldn't you have maybe checked that before?
No, I checked it the day before you got back.
And then it was flooded. I was like, you could have turned that off too. It's not just so you were supposed to watch the fish room, but I did. I don't know what happened. It was off. When you came down here to look at it, it was off, but it was just left just enough to where a couple drops every few 30 seconds would drop. So over the course of 3 or 4 days, that 55-gallon trash can really did get filled up, and then it could have got worse. It wasn't flooded, but it was definitely an inch of water over this area that we're sitting in. So yeah, it could have been a lot worse. But you're supposed to check it.
Oh no. We're all horrible people. No, we're not. It's all in good fun.
Yeah, we gotta pick on each other.
That if she doesn't pick on me and I don't pick on her, then it is not.
Then it's boring.
Yeah. She's the boss and I'm the disgruntled employee. Yeah. That's the easiest comedy way to do it. I'm the disgruntled employee, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose my good benefits. So I guess I'm going to just keep plugging along.
Yeah, I guess. Make it sound like I'm just, but whatever.
No, you're not. You're the best.
I'm mildly
aggravating?
Yes.
Entertaining?
Yes.
Or both.
I've been told I'm funny too, but I'm just indecisive. And like, you know how when you're like, it's like that joke that you ask me every night, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. I don't care. Just cook something. It's just that nonstop.
And I finally found that restaurant. There is a restaurant called I Don't Know.
Yeah. It's just that all the time. But we do that to each other because I'll ask him a question and we'll go, I don't know. They're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that is your famous line for everything. I don't know.
No.
Except for if it's something she specifically wants. It could be an item. Even just a simple
every once
item.
in a while I do get these great, I think they're great ideas. And sometimes they're great ideas. And I'm like, good thinking. And then sometimes I'm like, why did that even enter your head as a good idea?
I know.
And you think back, you're like, sometimes I need to watch less YouTube and probably read more encyclopedias.
A little more on the Webster's Dictionary, if you don't mind. And that one dinosaur thing, what's that called? Oh, a thesaurus.
Yeah. I go to that a lot when I'm trying to write something, but it's on my phone. It's an app. But I guess we have a couple minutes before Skipper comes on. Is there anything you want to say?
Everyone have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Have some fun in your fish room this weekend if you got some extra time.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
Try escaping a tank.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Just having fun, hanging out, having fun.
Mm-hmm. It's fun now that I got my fit out of the way. Oh, Kayla's Aquatics. Hi.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Hi and bye. I'll see you next time. You didn't miss nothing. Just a bunch of venting.
Yes, you can, Anita. You can have a shout out for sure.
Just kidding.
And if I missed you earlier, I do apologize. That would be my fault.
His eyeballs are in charge of the reading.
Yeah, and sometimes I do miss people. And when I do, you can just type in again, and I will severely apologize for the second time.
I should have another video out in the next couple of days. I'm working on it, but it's not done yet. But hopefully between today and tomorrow, I can get it done. I'm hoping to be more consistent on that. I'm really trying. I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to put out videos. And then I got a hair on my mouth. I was getting to where I was watching all the videos and all the live chats and I wasn't getting anything done. So now I have to put them, I still listen to them. They're just in the background so I can actually like get my stuff done.
Well, there's lots of people that have to do that. And I appreciate everybody that's in the chat that is doing that. We're not the only ones. We know this.
Yeah. Because I'm easily distracted.
Well, and I mean, everybody's got their own stuff going on. It's not, and sometimes you just like to listen to stuff in the background. You do it all the time.
I do.
You put it on just to drown me out. I mean, it works for you. I'm sure it worked for other people.
I play it at a 12.
Yep. See? There you go.
I do.
We'll send everybody over to Skipper.
Mm-hmm. See who his special guest is.
His surprise guest. And we will see everybody next Sunday.
Yep, I should be here next Sunday. Should be.
Hit the like if you guys enjoyed this. Share it out. We will be here next Sunday doing, might have a guest, may not. Who knows? It's hard telling. Again, indecisive.
Mm-hmm.
That lady.
I'm very indecisive. But again, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And we will be back. I'm going to go eat that meatloaf. He stole my idea. And we'll see you over in Skipper's. He should be starting very, very soon.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye.